Your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies at home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today. The Grizzlies, grannies, and grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
For Jaren Jackson Jr. in 7 years to have the following resume is very impressive. Second team all defense this year. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's a 2-time first team all defense, 2-time leader in blocks. Made the all-rookie first team back in his first year in the league.
You left off Defensive Player of the Year.
And Defensive Player of the Year.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Monday, June 9th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, we got 10 things from the weekend. It was quite the busy weekend. The NBA Finals are knotted up at 1 apiece after Oklahoma City ran off on Indiana last night. We will get to that. We will get to the Haliburton and SGA discussions. In addition to that, we got terrible news about Zach Edey since we last spoke. College World Series is going on. The Stanley Cup playoffs are going on. We got NFL news that's going on today. We will recap everything that took place over the weekend. We will get you ready for the week ahead with 10 things. It is a Monday. It's nice outside. Smile. Let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, ton of stuff to get to, not the least of which is the NBA Finals, which are now knotted up at 1, heading to Indiana. Appreciate the fellas filling in for me the last part of last week. We will get to 10 things before I get to anything. I'll welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senior Sack, Johnny Bagpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's Dr. Thunder. He's Yogi Roser. Hello, John.
What up?
Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Mass, the Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He sure is. He's Walker 93.
Salutations, good people. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling?
Did Roser behave himself last week when he was filling in for me? He didn't say anything totally outlandish.
I mean, he said a couple out-of-pocket things, but you know
what did I say?
That's par for the course.
No terrible takes.
Oh, he gave a couple terrible takes.
Oh, cool.
He gave one of the worst takes in history of takes.
What take did I give?
He told me my top 5 lists were ass.
Because
I had too much John Moran involved.
No, I didn't say. I did not say they were ass. I just said they were a little too. They were a little too jaw heavy.
And I told him
they were searching for social clicks rather than what the actual top 5 should be.
No.
You guys are fighting with each other.
Yeah, we're fighting with each
Dad
other.
wasn't home, and the kids will
We're
fight.
fighting. And I tried to tell him that John's the most electrifying player in our franchise history. Stop being a hater.
That's true.
You know who wins in all this? Great sponsor, Take 5. I have unlimited car washes there.
What?
Go get one too. Yeah, I've got the unlimited car wash pass there at Take 5.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't get nothing from my videos. Let me get
They
that.
didn't give it to me.
Oh, they didn't give it.
It was a gift.
okay.
We don't care.
It was a gift, but I go there. But I go there. I'm a Take 5
we want
customer.
it for free.
I am
We're
a
trying to
Take 5 customer.
We're trying to get free stuff.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with you? Roser?
I'm just saying, the sponsor wins.
You are a car wash guy. You've always been car wash guy.
What does that even mean?
Ever since I met you, because there's some guys that like get their car washed all the time, and you're one of those guys.
I've got a black car, and there are a lot of trees in this city, which means there are a lot of birds, and they crap on it.
You didn't used to have a black car, and you still got your car washed all the time.
My last two cars have been
How often do you go to
black.
car wash?
I probably once a month, at least once a month.
More than that.
Well, not really recently because it's rained like 20 of the last 30 days.
Why has it rained so much?
It's rained a lot.
But you missed some humidity, bro. It was hot as fuck.
It hit this weekend. The Memphis humidity's here. It hit.
Hot as a, you know what I'm saying?
We've been avoiding it, and it's here, and it hit June 7th, I think, or June 6th. It was one of those 2 days it hit, and it's here now.
Yeah, I was sweaty all weekend.
Not even July or August yet.
I was sweaty.
It only gets worse.
Pits were wet, bro.
Yeah. Gold bond season.
Who the hell wears gold bond?
We do.
Y'all do?
Yes.
What?
Certainly when we chafe.
Yes.
Chafing is crazy.
It's a thing.
I know.
Is that a?
I remember when I didn't.
Yeah.
Your armpits chafe?
No.
No.
Your thighs.
Yeah, man. Gold bond is amazing.
And sometimes your bottom.
Yeah.
Sometimes your cheeks.
Yeah.
I really hope you ain't sitting
Raw
there.
down.
So
I mean, this is getting too personal.
So
obviously.
I really hope you ain't in the mirror with your cheeks out.
So corporate sponsorships, if you want to go, call around. Come with a big Gold Bond logo right in the center of the studio.
I don't use gold bond. I don't know what these dudes talk about.
Let's get to 10 things.
I love 10 things.
Going back out of town. Number 1, NBA Finals game number 2. Womp, womp. Look, Oklahoma City evened up the series, and how long? At what point did you say you felt like this was not going to go the Pacers' way? Because certainly it was prior to halftime.
Nah, because
it was.
They come back, bro.
They didn't come back though, but it was like I thought if they would have gotten it to like 15 by halftime, I would have felt differently. But I think the margin at halftime, it was, 59. It was 18.
Yeah,
it was 18. It was 18 at halftime, and if they would have gotten it to 15, and in fact they did have like a 3 at the buzzer because Caruso like kicked it away. You remember that? That was a weird sequence, and I remember thinking to myself, man, if he'd have hit that, might have gotten kind of fun.
So didn't they towards the end of the third? Didn't they get it to? Did they get it to like 15 at one point towards the end of the third?
And that's what I had still on.
It's like, if they hit it and they had the ball, and I was like, well, if they hit the 3 here, they can get it to 12. Like
it felt like it was 13, 11, and they got into the bonus quick into the third quarter, and then they never went to the line.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like that was. I bet Chris Paul was hemorrhaging watching that.
I know, right?
It's like what are we doing? Yeah. No, like there are, and honestly, that comes with experience. But if you get a team into a bonus that early, you have got to punish them for being in the bonus that early. And they just there's a couple shooting fouls, but other than that, they let Oklahoma City run off in that third quarter. And then by the time it got to the fourth quarter, even with this team that has mounted all manner of comebacks, that was a bridge too far.
Yeah,
I mean, that was like, okay.
Tyrese got to be more aggressive early. It was way too much just hanging out for the vibes in the first 3 quarters. And then he tried to be aggressive in the fourth quarter. And he stat padded a lot to make his numbers look better than they were.
This one played out like virtually every series we watch, right? It is astonishing if it plays out differently than what it did last night, because typically, especially with what took place in game number 1, second game, you can't lose both at home. Your back's against the wall. The other team's already done we got done what we needed to get done, right? We stole home court advantage, and now we get to control our own destiny on our home floor. If we don't lose on our home floor, we're winning the NBA Finals, right? That's what the Pacers can logically say. I will say this, though, and you guys can vet this. Tell me if I'm crazy. I did not watch last night and go, okay, this thing's back on track and this is going to be non-competitive. In fact, I felt the exact opposite. I thought, we have seen the Thunder win by 40 in these games, right? They beat the Grizzlies by 50. What was game 2 of the Nuggets series after that? Or I guess, did they lose 1 or 2? They lost 1.
They lost 1.
Right, the Gordon game winner,
the
right?
Same way the Pacers won game 1, that's how,
And then they beat them to death in the second game. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's because their standard is so high, which is, and they did it against Minnesota too. They beat them by 1 million. And it was like, geez, I mean, I guess just not getting beat by 1 million gave me some. And also, I thought it was one of those games where I thought Oklahoma City played fantastic basketball. Their best player was amazing. Their role players were great. And they were locked in defensively. They hit their run, and then they kept their foot on the gas. They didn't let up that big Indiana run that made it scary. And so I thought you had a team that played great on one side. I thought the Pacers played bad basketball.
The horrible basketball.
I did.
They were.
It was
a second quarter spurt where they looked like the Pacers. And then the rest of the game, they kind of just were just out there.
Okay, so you guys are with me. I thought that was a really representative, good version of Oklahoma City, and I thought a terrible representation of Indiana. There wasn't two teams that played well. That was one team that played really well, but I did not think that. I thought it was a bad combo of one team played really well, and I thought the other one played poorly. Now, of course, because one team played well, it can cause the other team to play poorly. But I thought a lot of it was self-inflicted, especially in the first half.
I thought it was very similar to that Game 5 in the Eastern Finals. Pacers-Knicks, when it went back. Pacers were up 3-1, and it went back to New York. And just, when Siakam got into it with Doyle. It just felt like that, where it's like they're down double digits, but it's like it doesn't look right.
Like there's no sense of urgency, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no sense of urgency to really get stuff done. And it was just like, all right, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna go on a run. They're going to push harder than we're going to push. Okay, game over. Cool. James Johnson checking the game.
Well, and also their role players were duds.
Johnny Furphy.
They weren't good.
I mean, they were duds.
Johnny Furphy, check in.
Yeah, we got Furphy minutes.
We have seen good Neesmith. We have seen good Obi Toppin. We have seen, and again, those things are going to fade in and out. But, across the board, they did not have really good performances from, honestly, anybody. There was nobody that you looked at and go, wow, that was really out of character. That was really good. Whereas Aaron Wiggins did the Obi Toppin thing from game 1. Caruso was, man, it was swing, and he was knocking down those corner threes. I thought they played really, really well last night. And obviously, look, the dribbling into, I know you're trying to get paint touches, but it's like, bro, you are literally, in a lot of teams, you're driving into the paint to get the paint touch, to get the kick out, to get get everybody rotating and whatever. And every team now wants to get the paint touches. Tyrese Haliburton even said, I kind of judge my game on being able to get 2 feet in the paint. But 2 feet in the paint against Oklahoma City is different than against everybody else because it's truly 8 hands.
Yes.
There's not, most teams, there's 2 kind of paying attention to the others, but they are so good with their hands and the closeouts. Their closeouts.
They shrink everything.
That Kason Wallace blocking the corner on Neesmith was like, he didn't foul him. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, they shrink everything, bro. I don't know. I just think the Tyrese thing is the thing. I was watching last night and I was like, why are you just I know you're the pace setter, you're the point guard, you kind of control everything. But I think he waited way too long to get involved.
Okay, this is perfect because number 2, the Haliburton discussion, Haliburton and SGA. So, all right, let's just get SGA out of the way before we get to the Haliburton stuff. Okay, so that was an absolutely unbelievable representation of the MVP of the league and the best player on the floor. There were certain possessions where some of that stuff, it is so unstoppable. Like, Matherin is in his airspace, and he just rises and fires it, and he's, like, too little.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the fadeaway stuff from the baseline, like, he is just, he controlled the entire game and was by far the best player on the floor. Like, I always say this, if you took somebody that's never watched basketball in their life, and you sat them down, and you said, all right, watch this game, they would tell you who the first pick on the court is.
Yeah, he was
right.
He was cold. He was good, and I think he took less shots this time. It was more like because game one, I felt like he was chucking a little. He did like a little hero ball, little chucking.
No, he wasn't. He didn't trust. He wasn't trusting those guys.
He wasn't trusting his teammates. I think last night he trusted them a little bit more. He got to his spots. He was 11 for 21. Like that's
now, in fairness, on the whole, you never watched basketball before, and you decide like, okay, I've never watched basketball, but that guy's for sure the best guy, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of like if you watch these NHL things, you turn it on, you're like, okay, the McDavid guy, that guy,
it looks nothing. It looks like nothing else out there.
You could honestly, somebody that's never watched hockey in their life turns that on, they're like, oh yeah, that's the guy.
That's the best player. Yeah.
So that's kind of how it feels with SGA in a game like last night. Now, in fairness, if we're doing the whole, hey, you've never watched basketball, now watch this game in your draft, you might have taken Aaron Wiggins second.
No, for real, you would have.
Do they have 4 guys who would have led the Pacers in scoring last night?
I know. This Wiggins guy.
Yeah, they were fantastic. What were you going to say on the whole SGA front?
No, like I think, I think part of also maybe not trusting the teammates at the first game. Like, dude, they couldn't make anything. Like, Jalen and Chet were bad. Like,
Yeah,
so he tried to take things into his own hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But last night he kind of like got off the ball a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Did a little less. He was amazing on defense too.
They were great. How about the steal from behind?
Yeah,
where he just reached out his arm and like snatched it. I was like,
people talk about how good he is like in the ISO and scoring, but I think SGA is like a high quality defender, bro. Like high, because he was a defender before he was a scorer.
And what's disgusting is he might be the 5th best,
right?
Exactly. In some of their lineups,
exactly. Dudes are
like you switch from Wallace to Caruso to Dort, and you're like, okay, I'm going down the layers of hell.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
And that's the truth on the Haliburton front. He's in hell.
Yeah, he is.
Got Lou Dort on him. He's in the torture chamber. Now, here's the deal. Let me just speak on the Haliburton front. I don't know if we have ever had an NBA player like this where we've had these discussions because you have a common sentiment amongst many of the viewers and NBA fans, which is like, hey, come on, man, like impose your will, do more, right? Because we oscillate between, is he a superstar? Is he a top 10 player?
Exactly.
Look at these amazing things he's done. But the truth is, again, I don't know if we've ever had anybody like this. We are trained as NBA fans to focus on the star player, right? Yeah. You are the star. We look at the star and we look at the coach and we say, this is what this is, right? And whether you were to look at like the usage rate or any of that kind of stuff, right? So like we look at Anthony Edwards and we say, all right, if you take Anthony Edwards out, it's going to have a profound effect on them. And if you take SGA, if you try to make life hard on him, then you can have a profound effect on their team. And so, but even going into this, you remember when I was like, bro, their leading scorer is Siakam. And then it's Tyrese Haliburton, and then it's Miles Turner, and they're all kind of between 16 and 19. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and then Nembhard gets you 12, and then Nesmith gets you 11, and then Obi Toppin gets you 8, and then McConnell gets you 8. And it's like, they don't function like any other NBA team. And so, frankly, that we've ever seen at this level. Like, we just don't see teams like this where it's like, it may be, I mean, I'd have to go back and look, but like those 04 Pistons that had Mr. Big Shot in Chauncey Billups, but it wasn't like Chauncey Billups and then the other guys. Yeah. It was Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton and Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace and Tayshaun Prince, and it's like all these guys that like kind of do something, right? Yeah. And then here's the guy that makes the big shots. But we try to have and because he shows up as a superstar level performer every once in a while.
Yeah, you
right?
You feel like you have to push him into that conversation because he does it every once in a while.
Because he does it every once in a while. Sure. And yet, we've gone the whole playoffs, and he's not even the leading scorer on that team. And the way they function, we talk about basketball teams through the prism of the star and the other guys, but they don't function as the star and the other guys. He's just kind of one of everybody.
So, Dev, we talked about this on Friday, because if you look at, go to the Cavs series, like how all these shots that Haliburton's hitting, if you look at it, you go to the Cavs series. Well, they get to that point. It's not like Haliburton just got him to that point and then he hit the crazy shot. It was Neesmith, it was Matherin, and it was Nembhard. And that Knicks game 1, bro, it was for him to hit that top or the back of the iron and then it bounces up and goes in. Bro, Aaron Neesmith hit like 5 threes in the last like 5.
Like how he carried
he went insane. And then in game 1, it was Neesmith hitting a 3, then Nembhard hitting a 3, then Pascal Siakam getting an offensive rebound and a putback to get to that point for Haliburton.
I mean,
to hit that shot.
I'm looking down through usage rate for the NBA playoffs. Interestingly enough, I wish they would filter out for minutes, because the funniest thing ever is that the highest usage rate is Dalton Connect in his 4 minutes of playoff basketball. But no, like these, but these other names at the top, like this is how we talk about guys, right? So guess what? Paolo Banchero, then Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then, interestingly enough, Lamar Stevens.
Shout out Lamar, man.
Yep. Donovan Mitchell is in there. Like, if we're just going through the stars, right? Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Franz Wagner, Jalen Brunson, Ja Morant, Jason Tatum, Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, Darius Garland, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards, like Steph Curry. You can scroll down. I'm looking for Haliburton on this. Here's Desmond Bain. Here's Russell Westbrook. Here's Jaren Jackson Jr. Here's TJ McConnell. Like, bro, where is he? Where is he on usage rate?
Yeah.
This is for the playoff. He's 52nd. He's 52nd. 21.9. Yeah. So I'm like, he does not function. Like, it's weird because all these guys, like, you look at, like, you take like the Palos and the Giannis's and the Donovan Mitchells and the Lukas and what, like that's how those teams function. And it's like, we get to these points and it's like Tyrese Haliburton, like you turn on ESPN this morning and it's like, he's got to start. He hasn't this whole time.
Yeah.
He hasn't. Like, that's not what he does.
No. Siakam's
you
leading scorer.
You could tell in that fourth quarter they were trying to get him more involved. That's what I'm saying. Like that fourth quarter, you noticed you had to be more aggressive. Like, why did you not notice that in the first quarter?
Right.
That's my thing. It's like you were getting downhill, you were coming off Iverson screens, and you were getting to the floater. I'm like, where was that? Like 3 quarters ago when you were, you know what I'm saying? Like it was too late.
It's odd, and they don't like function like a team where it's like, here's the guy, and everybody's playing off the guy.
Yeah.
Like all these teams.
Yeah.
Go through these like long spurts of time where it's like, there's the guy, and everybody's playing off the guy. And then when, and look, Haliburton's, he's befelled with the same problem that everybody else is, which is you're sitting there, and at the beginning of the series, we're going, hey, like, geez, is Ja okay? And then it's obviously, is Anthony Edwards? Like, what's wrong with Anthony Edwards? And Anthony Edwards has to do this. And it's like, again, you're playing against one of the great defenses of all time.
Yeah.
But it's just odd.
Yeah.
Tyrese Haliburton he's now being, because of these big shots that he's hit and some of the big games that he has had, he's now being elevated to this spot where he's in this discussion. We discuss Tyrese Haliburton the way we discuss other superstars and the way they function, and it's like, that's what we're used to. Like, bro, your guy's got to get it done. And yet, throughout the playoffs, he has way lower usage than any of the other guys that we would have that discussion about. Like, they just play as a 5-man unit. Yeah. But because of his
moments.
Yeah, because of his moments, it's like, bro, why aren't you going out there and getting 30 and 15? That's not how they play. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's got a 32 usage rate, which is extremely high.
Extremely high, yeah.
That's every
It's
time.
extremely high. Like, it functions off of him.
Nobody
It's
touches
him,
the rock
yeah.
except him.
Right?
Yeah.
And it is odd, though, because that game got away from them in that second quarter when Haliburton went to the bench.
That's what I'm saying. They went
It was odd.
They went two bigs. They took Hallie, put him on the bench, and they went from was it a 2-point game to a 12-point game?
Yeah, it was fast. It was like a 17-2 run.
Yeah,
it was
happened
fast.
quick. So it's like you could tell the car doesn't function without the engine a little bit. You could tell. But even when the engine's out there, it kind of like sputters.
But there's just so much that he like does not function like his star peers. They have the ball all the time. Like that's and you're living and dying dependent upon whether or not Paolo Banchero delivers or Giannis delivers or Donovan Mitchell delivers or Gilgeous-Alexander delivers or Luka Doncic delivers or Jalen Brunson delivers or Ja Morant delivers. Like, they just don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird. If you look at the box from last night, I got it. It got weird late. But like,
bro, he made those.
Oklahoma City made 40 field goals last night, right?
Sheesh.
On 82 shots. The Pacers made 32 field goals on 37 field goals. So 3 less field goals on the same amount of shots. You go to rebounding. It was 43-35. So you got a little bit of an edge there for Oklahoma City. The turnover number was not extreme. 15 turnovers for the Pacers. Like, the big difference is they hit the same amount of three-pointers in the game, so that was even. They made 10 more free throws. Oklahoma City made 10 more free throws while going to the line 7 more times. So
he also does not go to the line at all. He shot 0 free throws the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, right. He does not go to.
He does not shoot any free throws.
And I mean, there was not some kind of massive discrepancy in a lot of like the shots that they made.
Yeah.
It was 3 field goals. 10 free throws is a big difference, right? 10 free throws is a big difference, and it was a 16-point margin in the end. But they hit 3 less field goals and the same amount of threes. Like, typically when we've been watching these games, one of those numbers is much greater, right? Especially in a 16-point win.
Yeah.
You look at the box score and you're like,
Yeah.
this is kind of crazy. They didn't take, even in game 1, Oklahoma City took 1 million more shots than them.
Yeah.
They took the same amount of field goals and had 3 more makes. And then they took, obviously, 7 more free throws, but had 10 more makes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big discrepancy in terms of the numbers. It's very odd. And it wasn't like they didn't also give up a ton of points in the paint. It's like 42-34. It's not like extreme. Like none of them is extreme. And honestly, if you would have told me the Pacers would hold them to 4 fast break points, that's a win. So, I mean, it should speak to how well they played last night. Oklahoma City did. But I kind of look like if you get role players playing well, you keep your turnovers like at a close to that number. I don't know. I felt like a lot of people came out of last night, and maybe that's just like, I don't know. It confirmation bias, right? I thought Oklahoma City was going to win, and so this is now, and they shouldn't have lost game 1 anyway.
Well,
and that may be so,
yeah.
but I didn't watch last night's game thinking this is going to be non-competitive going forward, and game 1 was a fluke.
No.
I watched last night's game thinking the Pacers will win game 3.
Yeah.
Or we in for at least a 6 or 7 game series.
I would be stunned if they go back to Oklahoma City and it's not 2-2.
The way I will feel that this series is on track to the way people thought it was going to go, which Oklahoma City is going to win, they're going to win, is if they win game 3. Because that atmosphere in Indiana is going to be insane.
Lit,
if Oklahoma City is able to win game 3,
the other
then
thing is role players always play better at home.
They do.
Yep. It's just the game 1 they play a little bit more because they're good in the moment, but game 3 they're gonna be a lot more from the Ben Matherins of the world.
When you saw, look, in the first half before Ja got clipped, Memphis was smacking them around. Minnesota beat them by 1,000. in Game 3. Now, circumstances were a little different because of the 0-2 situation that was going on. But, I mean, these Game 3s have been an issue for them in these playoffs. And so I would be very surprised if Indiana wasn't able to get Game 3. I'm stunned that the line is Oklahoma City 4.5. So maybe it makes me feel wrong. I don't know.
I tend to think I'm with you on it.
I just think that these guys. I didn't think that was non-competitive because one team just mangled the other. I thought Caruso played great, Wiggins played great. Like, this is what you have to have. You have to have your role players. Yeah. And the other thing is, I guess their standard is so high. I am so used to watching them just bomb people out. Like, and in fairness, we did see Johnny Furphy.
We did see Johnny Furphy.
That's when I turned it off.
I checked it.
I turned it off when he put in Johnny Furphy.
That dude was like,
I said, if you've quit, I've quit, Rick Carlisle.
I will say, Indiana.
He was like, yo, let's go back to the crib, bro.
Indiana lost Game 3 at home to Cleveland.
Yep.
And they lost Game 3 at home to the Knicks, too.
But they were up.
They were up 2-0. They were up 2-0 in those situations.
They were up 2-0 in both of those spots.
So it wasn't must.
Right.
It wasn't protect your home. They had already stolen 2.
Yeah. So I think they, like you said, I think they did what they needed to do. I think we talk about like these playoff series all the time, like years back. If you get one, you feel good.
Yes.
Especially in this situation where you're playing against a team that's
so 3's going to tell us a lot more.
Yeah.
3 will tell us a lot more.
You went back and forth, game 1 and game 2.
That's right.
Hallie will be better. Everybody else will be better.
Adjustments. And then the other thing is just like small markets, crowds matter more.
Hell yeah. Bro, you see what they're doing? You see what they're doing for the jerseys in Indy?
Like, it is weird. You watch
watch
these games, like the small market games, and you're like, bro, that is a hornet's nest. We have felt it here in years past. And then you watch, and it's like, why aren't the Knicks awesome at home, and why aren't the Celtics awesome
are terrible
at home?
and
part of it is that it costs $1 million to go to the damn games there.
Yeah, and the crazy fans ain't paying that much.
Whereas crazy fans get in small markets.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Like, the affordability of it.
Oh, our terrace level's insane.
Yeah.
When they're there, our terrace level is.
Ain't no place like the Memphis Grizzlies FedEx Forum terrace level.
I'll put our upper level against anybody else's upper level as far as rowdy when it's packed out. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. All right, look, our.
Well, it's also like you honestly like, and we know from living here, when we played Game 3 or whatever against Oklahoma City. Bro, if I wanted to take my wife and kids and just buy them tickets, I could buy them tickets.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna like make me have to cancel the vacation we're gonna be going on. It's not extreme.
Oh, those prices Jacoby was telling you about, like to get into the Knicks Celtics series to sit up at the top of the building.
You can't take your family.
Yeah, no, that's you going solo dolo in that mother. You going with the home?
$800 for a ticket in the upper level. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you might have a miserable time. Your team might get cooked.
And it's just not going to be as rowdy.
Yeah.
Right?
Everybody's like super
because the only people that can get in are the people that can afford it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You see what they're doing for the Pacers jerseys at the Pacers team store?
I saw you post that.
If you pull up to the Pacers team store with a Pacers jersey, they're printing the finals patch on the top of your jersey, bro. That tells you that you only pay $20 for it. Like, that's dope as hell, bro. I've never seen a team do that. And that tells you that means more to them. Like, small market, we finna ride this thing out, bro.
Right.
Like, so shout out to the Pacers. They're gonna be turned on, Wednesday? Oh, man. Somebody sent us some shirts, by the way. We got somebody sending us some Pacers.
Yes, sir.
Final shirts, yeah. They should be on the way. Hopefully they'll get here before the finals is over with.
The Grizzlies are doing that next year, except it's gonna be a nursing patch. Like a nurse's patch.
Ortho South.
Ortho South. It's going to be an Ortho South patch.
Bro, what's wrong
you
with
can
you,
bring your jersey and you can get an Ortho South.
Come on.
What?
Bro. Come on.
Oh, speaking of, number 3, Zach Edey got hurt. I mean, can I at least enjoy my couple days off?
No, you can't actually.
No lie, I didn't have my phone on me. I went back to my phone. I had 16 missed text messages, and I was like, what?
What happened?
What? And of course.
And it was on a Saturday, so it wasn't anything that I said.
Yes. It was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Just enjoying my day. And it was like, Zach Edey's out. He's getting surgery on his ankle because he hurt his ankle. Bro, it is June. Why can I not have a stress-free?
It is June 7th. It was June 7th.
We don't even play Summer League till July. Like, June should be stress-free.
What did you do to make your ankle hurt, my guy? Did you fall? Like, what happened, bro?
So this is like, it's just, it's like the third or fourth time he sprained the same ankle in the last year. It's the same ankle. And at that
point, the ligaments are so bad.
It's a chronic thing. It's going to keep happening and keep happening. So yeah, they're going to go in and they're going to tighten his ligaments. And
it's like a car, bro. Like tighten the screws in them.
No, in fact, I'll explain it to you.
All right, let's
because
it was like because the press release was so just medical, just ligamentous laxity or something. I was like,
so that's why.
What are these words?
That's why. Just words.
Just ligamentous laxity. I'm like, nobody knows what that crap means.
Thanks for ruining my Saturday, guys. And then they're like, because of course you read it. And it's like, you expect like a full recovery. He'll be ready for training camp. It's like, no, he's actually going to miss part of the season. Like, what?
Dude, he might miss like 2 months of the season.
All right. Stressing me out so much.
So here we go. I got a guy.
You got a guy.
My guy, Jeff Stotts.
In street clothes.
I text him. All right, bro. And he knows.
He's probably like, you're probably like one of his like favorites in the contacts.
For sure.
Because you probably had to text him more than anybody else about their team's
hit
injuries.
him up more than anybody else, bro.
I always hit him up. I hit him up every other week.
For the last 2 years.
Me and Jeff were like that.
For the last 2 years, it's just.
Jeff, sorry to bother you.
Again.
So he knows that we all three are squirrel brains, and there's no way we could understand that press release and or the Shams tweets.
Yeah.
Okay? So I said, here. I fired off a series of questions, and this is what I got back. And this is why I love my man Jeff. My man Jeff explains it to us like we have the squirrel brains that we do. Ligaments that are pushed past their yield point remain forever deformed. Think of it like a rubber band that's been used too much. Okay? Again, this is perfect. Thank you, Jeff.
We all have rubber bands, Jeff.
Think of it like a rubber band that's been used too much. It's never going to resemble the rubber band straight out of the package. Once this has occurred, the ankle is then chronically unstable. Thus, the issue, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stretch. Now it's like, bro, it's not gonna be ever again back like it was.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he undergoes a Brostrom repair to repair and reinforce the problem. Dante DiVincenzo missed 6.5 months when he needed surgery in 21-22. Still not a ton of great comps for Edey, as most of the other bigs to have ankle surgery also had previously existing foot problems. So like Yao and Brooke Lopez, guys like that had done it. Return to play range is highly variable, but measured in months, not weeks. The fact they already believe he will miss the start of the year suggests a 6 to 8 month window. And I said, do you think there's a good chance he's fine? He said, I think he's going to face a tougher road than most, but he's young and they're clearly being proactive. I mean, look, of course he's going to face a tougher road. He's 7'5". He's a mutant.
Yeah.
Put some longer.
Put some ankle braces on them.
This is not a normal human being.
No, he is huge. He is so big.
You're around the guy. He's
the biggest ankles of all time.
Yeah, you're not even a normal. This is not a normal human.
Yeah.
And in fact, you're not even a normal NBA player.
No.
Like a monster.
Yeah. Why did this never happen at Purdue? And the second he got to us, it's like, boom, you sprayed it 4 times in a year.
It really happened 2 times in Summer League as soon as we started playing.
It did.
It happened during the season last year, and now it's happening.
And then he had another little ankle thing late in the season.
Oh my God! Put some ankle braces on, bro. Put some higher socks on. Do something. I got one positive about this though. A little silver lining, because I'm always a silver lining guy. I know this is for you.
I get my rim runner.
I just hope now that they're pressured to get a rim runner. Or get a big.
They will.
They could be comparable for the start of the season. That
yes.
Opening night, we have a big that can play beside Jaren.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is going to pressure you to do that.
Yes, right.
You don't have Edey until...
I might not have gotten my rim runner otherwise. They might have just done the Brandon thing or whatever. Right?
But now you have to.
Have to. And then you've got the yin and yang of it.
Exactly.
Right? Which is we've got the size. And also, bro, you know as well as I do. You have to, like, they're going to get a center in the offseason, somebody that can fill in for however long, because whatever amount of time, he ain't coming back fast.
No, it's going to be a slow walk.
You know what I'm saying? And so you've got to plan like, hey, we're playing a decent portion of this season and we want to be able to slow play this.
Exactly.
Because the worst thing you can do is have him go back out there on a surgically repaired ankle.
Yeah.
And God forbid something happens. Like they have, if there's anything we have learned about them, it's how they have erred in a massive way on safety side.
Yeah.
Which is, we will hold you out longer than you need to be held out. If that means we don't want you at 100% coming back. We want you at 110% coming back to where this is of no consequence, right? I mean, look, we went from Jaren Jackson Jr. possibly coming back. He did an interview with Mark Spears where he said he could come back Martin Luther King Day, and then we got him literally right before the playoffs.
Yeah.
So now I know he evidently had a setback when that happened with the meniscus thing or whatever. But like, this is a 7'5" guy that's getting his ankle cut on.
Yeah, and he has
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you. Here's what you know: you can't plan for it. That's why I'm saying, you know, you're going to be maneuvering, and I guess that's if you want to do another positive.
Yeah, that's my only.
It happens now. You got plenty of time. We're not even to the draft. We're not even to July. Like, this is all movement time. Right? Movement time.
That's my silver line. When it happened,
the next
I was
month.
like, maybe you get pressured into making a decision now.
No, the next month is movement time. So if you are making trades and if you are making draft picks and if you are maybe even trading for a draft pick, whatever the case may be, you know.
To me, this probably makes it even more likely that Jaren's contract gets put off till next year.
Maybe so.
Because if you were going to renegotiate Jaren's contract, you were just going to give him all of your cap space.
Right?
You were going to try. You were going to try to then create cap space and then give Jaren that cap space. Yeah. But now it's like, dude, if you're going to go find a center, you need to probably use some cap space for a center or something if you're going to get a veteran.
And also, I would imagine Jaren Jackson Jr. is not particularly interested in signing an extension.
I would think so too.
Play it out. He's not going to get worse.
Even if the Grizzlies,
you know what I mean? I guess you are obviously. Look, anytime you play without a contract going forward, there is a level of risk. But he's still young.
He's 25 years old.
He's still 25, right?
Absolutely.
He's not a guy that. Look, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be making, well over $100 million to $200 million to $300 million, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And putting it off a year gets him the opportunity to get a crazy extension.
I think it's if he renegotiates and extends this year, it ends up being like it's like a 4 or 5 year, like 270. If he waits till like next offseason, it's 5 years 300 or 5 years 350. Yeah,
I like to just be using that cap space to go get somebody else. That was the first.
Well, here's the other thing.
I was frustrated initially because I'm like, why can't we go offseason without somebody get hurt? Because it was Gigi last year. It was Tarek Bibbridge a couple weeks ago. Not Zach Edey, but it's like, okay, the things that we've been wanting, the athletic big that can run, I'm like, maybe we can now get that.
No, you have to.
You have to.
Devin, there's no other center on the roster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, J-Hub is not being
we don't have a center.
Is it opening night and I hear, starting for your Memphis Grizzlies, number 30, J-Hub, I might slice off the form.
Oh, come on. Come on, that's outrageous.
I don't know if Huff will be on the team.
I'm just saying, bro.
No. Don't worry about
Or Marvin Bagley.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I might slice off the form.
Because I just look at guys like Bagley could be on the team, but I don't know if Huff will. I just look at guys that Isolo used.
Head first.
What if? Wait,
head first.
Hey, What if it's return of Bismack once again?
I will jump off the form again. If number 8,
Trey Jemison.
starting at center for your Memphis Grizzlies, number 55, Trey Jemison.
Hey.
I want to be like,
What if we ran it back with Big X the Plug?
which one? Oh,
Save your
oh,
Tillman.
I can rock with that.
Save your Tillman.
I can rock with that. What about? How about this? I know. It may have been some ill will with him. Steve-O, where you at?
Oh, buddy.
Steve-O,
Don't.
make the call.
Don't.
You said don't.
I think it went the wrong way.
Bridge too far.
I think it went the wrong way.
Damn it.
But dude, I would give anything.
Yes, I'll give my pinky for Steve-O. But actually, no.
Who else have we had? Jonas?
Jonas? Oh no, I don't want him back.
You don't want him back?
He's a black hole.
But again, we're talking about for what, 30 games.
Yeah, but
What are we gonna do, Dev? Be bad on defense?
No. I'd rather those post touches that Jonas wants goes to Jaren. We already got enough people that can't feed the post. We need Jaren to get those.
So then, what happens to Ja?
What are you talking about?
These are different conversations.
What happens to Ja? Ja's gonna.
Well, if you throw the ball to Jaren in the post, Ja turns into a 3-point shooter.
There's a lot of possessions in the basketball game.
I know.
You are right.
You're doing that thing, Roser.
You're
doing that thing they do on Grizz Twitter. Stop it.
We've wanted a rim runner.
Fair.
We've wanted a rim runner. We will get a rim runner.
Yes.
Somebody that could finish the lobs and catch the ball.
If he didn't tear his Achilles last year, James Wiseman.
Oh, wow.
Dude, no, I texted y'all that. When it was the last series.
If he didn't tear his Achilles.
No, when it was like last series and the Pacers put like Tony Bradley in for time, I was like, that would have been James Wiseman if he didn't tear his Achilles at the beginning of the season.
Somebody said Clint Capella. Would you take that one?
Yep.
I'll take Clint. Set screens, roll to the rim. Oh, Andre Drummond.
Bobby Portis.
I would love Bobby Portis.
I told you I wanted Bobby Portis and Dorian Finney-Smith. I was trying to be reasonable with these people.
Yeah, Bobby Portis.
Like, hey, these are guys I want.
What about Goga Badatse?
These are guys I'd like to have that are like
Badatse?
The dude who was elbowing people for the Magic?
To do what?
I want some solid vets. I want some solid vets and some I want some reasonable at reasonable prices. And look, I do think that I think things are going to get very, very active, not only here, but everywhere around the NBA. Once the Tatum thing happened and once the Giannis thing is happening, I mean, you have so many wheels that are about to go into motion, it's going to get crazy.
And Shams didn't hear that from just one person. He's probably heard it from every executive when he said, this is going to be the most active offseason.
Well, because you're looking around and you're going, all right, like, there's all these teams that you've got. Look, let's just say, if you're the Grizzlies, who already said we're not good enough, right? Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't good enough, and we've got to, like, we're not close. That's what it was. We're not close, right? Bro, guess what? Portland's about to get better.
Yeah, they are.
San Antonio's about to get better.
Yes, they are.
Utah, who knows?
No, they're going to stink.
Phoenix, who knows? But, like, again, you've got a couple other teams that are behind you that are also like, so this thing is going to be a dogfight, and that's just in the West. And then in the Eastern Conference, I think if you're any of those teams, you're going, bro, we ain't got to do all that much to be able to get in the mix.
Yeah.
Right? And then you never know what the way this stuff's going to play out. Like you were telling me, like right before we went on the air, there was a report about Darius Garland.
Yeah, Shams put that Garland's out 4 to 5 months, toe surgery.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big toe's worse, bro.
I mentioned this to Jacoby, and again, I think it was Chris Fedor who, assuming, again, let me just go ahead and say, assuming this is legitimate.
Yeah.
Because on Instagram, you never know. You know, if you're looking at Instagram, they'll tell you that Ben Wallace is Kason Wallace's dad, and Thomas Bryant's doing it for his uncle Kobe, and so there's a lot of you can get tricked pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I saw one come across where even if it wasn't legitimate, it makes all the sense in the world to where I was like, very rarely. Usually you see these trades, and it'll be like, what about this trade? And it's the worst trade you've ever seen in your life. Or on the surface, it takes you 2 seconds to be like, what? No, nobody's doing that. But I saw one where I was like, oh.
Okay.
This makes
all right.
this. It was the framework. And again, this, like, said it was from a source. No, Chris Fedor is covered.
Yeah, he's legit.
Right,
He's
like
legit.
that. They attributed it to him. So again, I apologize if Chris Fedor did not put this out there. But the thing I read attributed it to him, and even if he didn't report it, he should have, because this makes all the sense in the world. It was the framework for a deal between Cleveland and Orlando that would include Jalen Suggs and Darius Garland, and I was like, that is the most makes sense trade in the history of make sense trades. Like, that is exactly what Orlando needs, and that is exactly what Cleveland needs.
Yes.
Yep.
I was like, call it in. Like,
call it in.
Figure out how to make this work. But both of those teams would immediately be better.
That's what they need. That's what both teams need.
They would immediately be better, right? They would immediately. I was like, oh, wow. Very rarely do you think of, like, two teams where you're like, bro, he brings to the table exactly kind of what you're missing with the perimeter defense stuff, and right, and somebody next to Donovan Mitchell to take that load off, and then on the other side, like, bro, they just need somebody to Paolo and Franz can throw it out to that can bury 40% of their 3-pointers and make plays off the dribble and make those guys. I was like, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
that would be perfect if that could take place. But I'm just saying, all of these teams, they feel like again, when we're talking about Darius Garland's and we're talking about Jalen Suggs and we're talking about Jaylen Brown's, maybe on the move because
Drew Holiday or
Kristaps Porzingis or who knows what they're gonna do. And like, you look up and down all these conferences, and you've got a lot of these teams that Milwaukee may have a sell-off. Miami, how are they getting to wherever they? They're not going to be happy being where they are.
And they pay Tyler Hero. They paid Tyler Hero, didn't they?
I'm saying, but they're not going to be comfortable being a 500 play-in team every year, right? Going nowhere.
Pat Riley's never been one to hit the reset button, but this might be the offseason where they really do it.
You don't know.
You might have to.
I'm just saying, have to do it. You look up and down the league, and like, who's happy? You don't think Minnesota looked at getting wiped out by Oklahoma City, and they're sitting there and going,
they're trying to figure out how to get KD now.
Yeah, we got to figure out what we're going to be doing.
They also will love a Darius Garland on the team.
Right? And Phoenix has got to dish out. Like, Phoenix has got to just start selling off. Because they can't pay. You can't pay the friggin' second apron to be the 10th best team in the Western Conference. It's outrageous.
Yeah, that's OG.
Same thing with Boston. They can't pay that amount when they know without Tatum they're not going to be in the mix like that.
I wonder if they're waiting on, because didn't Sham say it's like by the draft, Durant's getting traded.
Yeah, it's by the draft.
That once the Durant thing happenens, that's what everybody's waiting for. So they know it's the for sure thing that's happening, and once that happens, now everything.
So I
else
just think there's going to be
roll.
so much that I think there's going to be so much movement in the offseason that you're going to be able to find what you need. As a team.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find what you need as a team. Because how many of these teams are married to what they got?
Yeah.
Very few.
Oklahoma City?
That's it.
Indiana seems to be. Because they're going to keep Miles Turner.
I think you just ended the list.
Because even the Knicks lost, and they were like, yo, the Cat's got to go.
Yeah, they got rid of the coach immediately.
Coach got to go.
Now it's...
Like, damn, bro, y'all versus the East Conference Finals.
And you think Minnesota's not going to be doing something?
Yeah, they were like, oh, Rudy's got to go.
Well, they also have new owners. They're not paying that money for...
Denver's going to try to do something. Right?
So, you ain't lying, bro. It's going to be some movement.
Even the good teams fire their coaches.
Exactly. Need some movement, man.
So I think there'll be a lot. And so that is the silver lining, as it happens now. So you got plenty of time to figure out what you're going to be starting at center for however long it takes. Because who knows?
Houston's the other one. Houston could run it back. They could.
But I don't think they want to.
They may not,
either. They want to get better, too.
Yeah.
They feel like they could be better, too. Because they see that window open, bro.
Yeah.
Number 4, Stanley Cup Finals. My God, this has been unbelievable. Awesome. So you've got a 4-3 game in game number 1 that ends in overtime with Edmonton winning. And then you have a 5-4 double overtime game where Brad Marchand gets the goal in double overtime. And so now they are locked up at 1 apiece, are the Oilers and the Panthers. And game 3 is tonight in Florida. And I mean, these two teams won 7 games last year, and now they've played 2 games, and they've both gone to overtime. One of them's gone to double overtime.
I was watching the on Friday. The way he scored that goal at the end to send it to overtime, the place I was at was going crazy. Like it was like a what do you call it? Bounce off?
Yeah.
A reflect? What do you call it? Rebound. Rebound.
I thought the Marchand breakaway one was a howler. I didn't think that. That one. I mean, again, he went. Left to right and kind of snuck it under his pads, whatever. But I mean, that was it's not a way to lose the game. Come on, Skinner, make a save.
Hockey's so lit, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
bro.
Dude, there's nothing like that. And look,
hockey's crazy.
I guess I don't know if you've seen any of the discussion going on with this, but like, there's a lot of sentiment that like this has to happen for Connor McDavid, like now. Like, from all accounts, again, I don't keep up with this all through the year, but by all accounts, the people that do this for a living on the hockey front, they all say he is the best player to never win one.
Yeah.
And it's not even particularly close. And he's the guy that hasn't, and they're like, they got salary cap things coming up like next year. So like, this is it. Yeah. Like they went like they're gonna have to start paying the piper after this one. So he's got to get it done right now.
Yeah.
Right? And this Connor McDavid, obviously, I mean, he's amazing.
He's the one, right?
He's the one.
He's like the new
But
new
he's
Gretzky,
the guy
right?
that hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Right? So like, and like,
I remember it was like that with Crosby until he won. He ended up winning 3, but like it was like that with him. It was like that with Ovechkin.
Ovechkin, man. Who's playing one more season next year, by the way.
But it's like, it's like if you don't, all the greatest have one.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. There's other sports. I think it's more common in other sports to come away like be one of the greatest players of all time and never have won a title. Yeah. But honestly, there's nobody that we put in the highest class. Like if you were listing off, if any like reasonable person is listing off the 10 best players in NBA history, there's nobody on that list that hasn't won a title. Nobody. You're down to you're down to the Malones and the Barkleys and
the Malone, Barkley, and Ewing aren't on there. Yeah,
but I mean, you can even name off the guys that didn't, like the best players to never win the title. Right. They all come off the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Right.
All won chips. Yeah.
And in hockey, like you go through the list, like they won it.
Like even Dirk was like fringe until you got that chip, right? Like they put him in different
Durant's won it, Curry's won. I mean, you think about it, and it's like, and so like that's the McDavid thing. It's like, bro, this is one of the greatest players to ever play hockey, and he doesn't have one. Yeah. And so and they're saying like,
how old
this is what, like this is your
28 years old.
But because of the franchise and the state that they're in.
Yeah, I feel like he's at the whole country.
I just read all that and I see all that and I'm like, Florida won last year. I want this guy to win.
Yeah, I feel like he's doing it for the whole country too, because you told us.
Yeah, right. They haven't won in 20-something years.
The country of Canada hasn't won in 20+ years. So like, you got the whole country on your back. You win this, bro. You could do it for the whole country of Canada, bro. Not just Edmonton.
Yes.
Like you could solidify yourself forever, low key.
Well, it's also the one that, I mean, it's the franchise Gretzky played for. It's a franchise that Messier started with. I mean, those 80s Edmonton Oilers were like the best of the best.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wild to look back to see now if you where he stands amongst NHL history and how great he is. And it's like, he's the one. He's the one that doesn't have it.
Folks said when he was younger, they called him McJesus because he was that cold at hockey.
Dude, 2 seasons ago. 22-23 season.
People have known about him since he was like 11.
Yeah, he's been one of those.
He was supposed to be the prodigy, like the Gretzky.
New Gretzky.
Yeah. He's like the kind of kid that you would read about in Sports Illustrated for kids 20 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
They typically lived up to it. Crosby was that way, and he lived up to it. They typically do, so I hope he does get one.
Sports Illustrated for kids, by the way. Long live that, bro.
Oh, yeah, I
Kids
know.
need that back.
Dude, his 22-23 season, McDavid, he played all 82 games. He had 64 goals and 89 assists.
Bro, he cold, bro. Gillette, you know what?
Hey.
I was going to root for the Florida Panthers because I might go with Seth Jones, but I want to see this dude win one. Get one, bro. Be like my guy.
This season, he had 26 goals and 74 assists in the regular
I feel like
season.
I'm watching like my boy
67
Lamar,
games.
man. I want my boy Lamar to win a championship, so I'm going to root for Connor McDavid.
Yep.
What's his name, Connor McDavid?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, okay, so here, just for point of reference, I went and pulled up his history. And it said, he began playing hockey at the age of 3, practicing on rollerblades in the family basement. He began playing organized youth hockey the next year as his parents lied about his age so that he would be allowed to play with 5-year-olds. When he was 6, the local youth hockey association in his hometown of Newmarket forbade McDavid to play against older children, and his parents, believing that he would be bored out of his mind in house league hockey, enrolled him at Aurora, Ontario hockey program. From there, he won 4 Ontario Minor Hockey Association championships.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
It said then he went and won Pee Wee hockey, of course, and then in 2011 he left and went to the Toronto Marlboros of the Greater Toronto Hockey League, a team that he and his father had defeated in previous years' Ontario Hockey Federation championship. And it says he won the Player of the Year, scoring 33 goals and 39 assists in 33 games.
God,
Man.
bro.
God.
Yeah, I'm going to have to root for McJesus,
He's been
bro.
the guy.
McJesus, you may be my guy, man. I want you to win a ring. Get you they do rings in hockey, yeah. Get your ring, bro. I'm rooting for McJesus. Anybody with a McJesus nickname got to be cold. It's
crazy.
Connor McDavid. So,
Yeah.
but they say that because of this, I guess the situation his team's in, this has got to be. He's got to get it done like this year. Number 5, the College Baseball World Series. All right. So do you guys even know who's in this still?
Is Murray State still in
Murray
it?
State's still in it. They playing right now, I think.
No, they play tonight against Duke.
And is Arkansas still in it?
Huh?
Did the Hogs beat the Vols?
Yeah. So what
John
happened to John
Hogg.
Vol?
John Vol died. Burned the orange overalls.
Wow.
Till next
Hey,
season.
clip that. Luke, clip that. Say that for football season.
John Hogg is
Say that
back.
for football season.
John Hogg is back.
We'll be back for football.
Arkansas beat them 2-0. So Arkansas is still in it.
Okay.
Auburn
They
got beat by Coastal Carolina.
Oh, I know.
The Chanticleers.
Yeah, they got swept this weekend.
Man,
2-0.
that's
Sorry,
tough.
Brandy.
LSU beat West Virginia 2-0. Arizona beat North Carolina 2-1. So they at least had to go to the rubber match. Speaking of rubber matches, in Durham, it is Duke versus Murray State playing against each other tonight. And it's 1-1. So whoever wins that gets to move on. Oregon State beat Florida State 2-1. UCLA beat UTSA, so our AAC team is gone. 2-0. And then Louisville beat Miami 2-1. I tell you this, if you would have had, like, what the hell happened to the SEC, bro?
Yeah, bro.
If you would have asked me to just try to guess, because I hadn't been keeping up with this. If you'd have said, Chris, guess who's still left in the College Baseball World Series?
Yeah.
I would have guessed like a bunch
Is
of
LSU is LSU the only
Arkansas.
SEC team? Oh, Arkansas. I'm
Arkansas,
sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
Arkansas.
No, you're right.
But they're gonna knock each other out, aren't they?
Huh?
They're gonna knock each other out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See.
It's the battle for the boot. Arkansas.
So here's
and
who's
LSU.
left.
Battle for the
That's
boot.
what it is.
Hey,
It's the battle
here's,
for the boot.
here's who's left. Coastal Carolina, Arkansas, LSU, Arizona, the winner of Duke Murray State tonight,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oregon State, UCLA, and Louisville.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
Wow.
like a hodgepodge of schools right there, boy.
I mean, and like all these teams that I would have guessed, it all got eliminated, right?
Yeah, all
I
that.
would have said Texas. Texas got eliminated. I probably would have said Vanderbilt. I knew that they had. I know they got eliminated right at the very beginning. They got beat by, what was it, Wright State?
Yeah.
Wright State.
Yeah, it's Wright State who beat Vandy.
Hold on. The Chanticleers have won like 18 games in a row, by the way.
Oh, really?
Coastal?
They've won like a crazy amount of games in a row. That's why so you may root for them. But continue.
Well, and Ole Miss got eliminated, right? I would have probably expected them to be in the, like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, those teams I expect to be there, even though Mississippi State had lost prior to. I wouldn't have said Auburn. And I probably would have said Tennessee. I don't think and obviously they just lost to Arkansas. And so the SEC at least got somebody out of that, right? But I mean, that pod, the pod that Arkansas came out of, it was Arkansas, Kansas, North Dakota State, and Creighton. Like, I don't know anything about college baseball.
Yeah, by the way,
college baseball is wild.
Like, what? North Dakota State is awesome at baseball?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Coastal Carolina, correction.
Yeah.
They've won 23 straight games.
23 straight?
23 straight baseball games. So they're the hottest team in the tournament right now.
They beat Auburn 7-6 and then 4-1.
Yeah, bro. They're the hottest team in college
to
baseball.
win the super. I mean, they won the super regional at Auburn.
Yeah,
and beat them 2-0.
Yeah, I'll give you some wild ones here for college baseball. Just looking at the last top 25. This is on NCAA.com. The last top 25 that they had.
Vandy was 1, right?
North Carolina was number 1. Vandy was 2.
And Arizona just took them out, right?
Yeah. So
North Carolina,
Southern
2-1. North
teams who
Carolina
aren't around anymore. Southern Miss was ranked 12th in the country. Northeastern was 19th. Dallas,
Is that a school?
Dallas Baptist was 20th in the country. And UC Irvine was 23rd. Then the rest of the schools. Coastal Carolina, who's still in it, was 11th. But the rest of it's all the powers. Carolina,
wait,
Vandy,
Coastal Carolina was 11th in the country going into this?
Yeah, so they've won 23 games in a row. So
Oregon,
they've been hot for a minute.
The top 10 was North Carolina, Vandy, LSU, Texas, Oregon, Arkansas, Florida State, Oregon State, Auburn, and Georgia. That was the top 10.
So I didn't even see Georgia in here in the super regionals. Oh, yes, they were. Okay. They were in a regional with Duke actually got out of that.
Okay.
It was Duke, Georgia, Oklahoma State, and wait for it, Binghamton.
Oh, I know that. That's right down the street.
Yeah, that's right there.
That's right down the street. That's where Penny from.
Hampton.
That's where Penny from.
This is Hampton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Binghamton.
365
that's where
you
Penny
rapped about
from.
Binghamton.
Yeah,
Binghamton.
Yeah.
we know them.
They got a baseball team?
They got a baseball team.
They in the College World Series?
Or I
Shout out
guess-
to Binghamton, man.
Yeah.
Or Binghamton. I guess it would be Binghamton.
I like Binghamton better.
Binghamton.
Yeah, Binghamton
We're
is
so
That's where
way
he's high
better.
school at.
We're so used to saying Binghamton.
Shout out to him,
Yeah,
man.
they had to play in the elimination bracket against Oklahoma State and got beat 13-5. So
Dang,
and they
yeah.
also played, and then they had to play Georgia, and they got beat 20-4. Not a great showing by Binghamton.
The Hamp weren't ready, bro.
Binghamton wasn't ready.
They weren't ready.
Yeah, Duke Murray State tonight.
Oh, we're Murray State, bro. Their coach wears
Yes.
their coach wears
He
Jaws.
wears Jaws.
He wears Jaws on the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're working with Coastal. We got to work with Coastal, bro. 23 games in a row?
Yeah. Why not? Who they playing? Coastal? Is that going to be against?
Let's see. Who they play?
How does this work?
Is it Coastal Carolina in like Myrtle Beach?
No, it's in it's on Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, so it's like legit. Like it's incredible.
So you're leaving this College World Series and going back to the
yeah. We can root for them. It's Coastal Carolina versus Arizona.
Yeah, we can root for them, bro.
So all right. So here, this is going to be these are like the final 8, the Elite 8, as it were. Right? You ready?
Yeah.
All right. We just got to decide who we're going to root for. Louisville or Oregon State?
Oregon State don't have a conference. So we go Louisville.
The Beavers.
Yeah, never
We
mind.
may
Nike.
end up in a conference
Nike.
with
Never
them.
mind.
We
Nike.
might end up in a
Nike.
conference with
Nike.
Oregon
I'll go
State.
Arizona and Coastal Carolina. We're going Coastal Carolina.
Let's go Coastal Carolina.
Arkansas, LSU.
Oh, that's a
Go
tough one. I'm
Hogs.
gonna go LSU, bro.
Go Hogs.
I like LSU better.
You do?
Yeah, I like LSU better.
No.
I like Arkansas.
I like their colors better.
The hog hat is better than
and then we got
whatever LSU
UCLA
does.
and the winner of Murray State and Duke. So we're Murray State.
We're Murray State.
We're racers.
We're racers, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go racers, man.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah,
It's
vroom,
it's
vroom,
actually,
vroom.
Roser, it's actually a guy on a horse, bro. It's not a car.
Oh, they're horse racers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coastal Carolina.
What do we-
Hey, by the way, Dev, Coastal Carolina is 51-11.
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. When the last time they lost a baseball game, bro? Hold
There's a
on.
lot of games to play.
And they all won them all.
Like 62 games already?
Hold on, baseball schedule.
No, I'm sorry. They're 53-11.
Bro,
They played 64 baseball games and they're about to play
Dude,
what?
there's no other. The highest win total I see outside of theirs is Arkansas with 48.
when the last time they lost a game? Man.
They've won 53 games. And the second most, at least that's still left, is 48.
The last time Coastal Carolina lost a baseball game, Vernon, was April 22nd.
Who?
They lost to College of Charleston. That's the last basketball game. April 22nd was that's 2 months ago.
All right, let's
So
take a
shout
quick
out to
break.
them,
We'll come back after this. Chris Vernon Show.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign
Yes.
with, where you have a better chance.
But
of
you get a lot
sticking.
of stuff. You get a parade. I
They
think you
do?
go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney.
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Bain drives.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah! Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris
On one morning
Vernon.
bright and clear, my old folks and I drew near, just a village down in sunny Tennessee. I'd been speeding on that train that would bring me back again to that girl I left in sunny Tennessee. I could hear those voices singing as she bid farewell to me. Far across the fields of cotton, my old homestead I could see.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. All right, let's knock out the last of these. Number 6. What'd you watch? All right, so this is actually not going to be as much of what you watched as it is where'd you go, because from what I gather, while I was out of town, you guys were outside.
Oh, yeah. I was out.
Right, we were.
I didn't really watch. I watched the place we were staying at. They had a TV that had if you press the satellite thing on the remote, it was like Dish Network or something, and there was a channel on there that was just Pawn Stars all the time. So I watched a lot. Pawn
Stars is a great show.
I introduced my daughter to Pawn Stars, and we watched a couple episodes of Pawn Stars.
You know, as many times as we
she loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, because she was like, Dad, that thing is not worth what he thought it was. And I'm like, that's the way this goes.
That's the way it goes.
We need to go there.
Oh yeah, gold and silver.
We've gone
whatever.
out there. We've never gone to it. Yeah, Gold and Silver Pond.
I watched some of that. I had intended on. I was going to watch that new Owen Wilson show, the golf show on Apple TV called Stick, but I didn't get around to it. And I don't think I watched it. I ended up watching games when I was by time at night. I was watching some games where I messed around on my phone. I didn't. I ate. We went down. A lot of people from this area go down to that Orange Beach, Perdido Key area. That's where we went. Mm-hmm. And I will say the restaurant that we ate down there, Louisiana. What's it called? Louisiana Lagniappe. Amazing.
Fire. What kind of food are we talking? Which food are we talking about?
They have steak, seafood, all kinds of stuff. Louisiana Lagniappe is great. I had gotten recommended that by a couple people. That was great. And then yesterday, a shout out to our SEC friends. On our way home, I saw the exit for Starkville, and we ran down to start. We were on 45 coming back home. From Orange Beach, and drove right onto campus and went to Bulldog Burger Company.
Okay.
Right on the campus at Mississippi State. Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
Turn up.
It was great.
Is that where your state friends told you to go?
No, I sent them a picture when I got there, and they were like, that place is great. And I was like,
you picked the right spot.
All right.
I just looked up, I typed in best food near me or whatever. You know?
Right.
And
Bulldog Burger Company.
It said Bulldog Burger Company at Starkville, 10 minutes away. And I was like, all right, let's do that.
Turn up.
So went over there, and it was on University Drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, everything's right there.
Right there. It's all.
That campus is so condensed, bro.
Yep. So anyway, I ate at a couple places, but they were both out of town places.
We were outside.
What you got?
Me and Rose were outside.
I can piggyback off. I did watch a movie also.
All right, let me hear it.
But I was going to go. I also had burgers this weekend at 2 different spots in Memphis.
Oh, Johnny Restaurant.
Friday night, went to Jack Brown's burger and beer bar in Midtown. It's right there next to. It's like literally right next to Central Barbecue on Central.
Okay.
Pretty much like Central and Cooper. It's right there.
Is that Central Barbecue back in cracking?
They are. They're back and open. Yeah, back open.
Good.
Yeah.
They remixed it.
Jack Brown's was great.
Great?
Definitely a different atmosphere. It definitely is more of like a bar kind of place than it is like, hey, sit down restaurant and sit down. There's no tables. There's like
just standing around
there's a
catching a
couple.
vibe?
No, there's picnic tables, and then it's like you're basically at a high top and you're sitting on like a stool.
Is the food great?
And everywhere. The burgers were great.
They're great.
Fire burgers. What's it called again?
Jack Brown's.
Jack Brown's.
Jack Brown's.
Sound like
And
a
they
band.
have this
It's a
stuff.
new place?
Yeah, and they bring you this giant bottle of JB sauce. And you pour it in thing. You can dip your burger on it. You can dip the fries in it. It's great.
Delicious.
It is absolutely great. Absolutely great.
Wow.
And
Big
then,
review.
And then Saturday.
All he does is go out to eat.
And then Saturday, went out to eat again.
Of course you did.
All you do is go out to eat.
Yeah.
Do you cook ever, bro?
Yes.
Okay.
Get cooked last night.
Tight.
I have never been to Belmont Grill. I have lived here my entire life, and I've never been to the Belmont Grill.
You talking about next to Whole Foods?
Yeah, right across the street.
Right at Mendenhall Poplar?
By White Station?
Yeah.
You've never been there?
I've never been to
The little
Belmont.
jump by Nordstrom Rack?
Yeah.
No, it's further down. It's further
right
down.
there at the corner.
Further
It's
this
right
way?
across
It's
from
Poplar and
Houston's.
Mendenhall. Poplar and Mendenhall.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've
Poplar and
never been there either.
Mendenhall. Belmont Grill.
The joint in the
I've
corner.
been-
Their burger, they're supposed to have one of the
Yeah.
best burgers in the city.
You just get burgers all weekend.
Yeah, so I went to Belmont Grill.
It was good when I went.
Brought the average age
Down.
Yeah. So we walked.
People have been going to Belmont Grill since the 20s. Same customers.
Yes. So speaking of that,
20s
that
is crazy.
building has been in the same family since the 20s.
Of course it has.
But it's been
And
different
they've had
things.
the same customers.
But it hasn't
go to
always
Tiger games
been.
together.
It hasn't always been Belmont Grill, but they have the story on their menu. But it started as something in the 20s, then it changed to something in the 50s, and then eventually it became Belmont Grill. It was great.
Do you want to know what's crazy? I grabbed about 2 weeks ago, I was somewhere, and I grabbed a copy of the Memphis Flyer.
Yeah.
It was somewhere. It was wherever I was. There was a flyer. And they had it was a barbecue issue. And I was like, so I picked it up and read it. And they had like different reviews of different places. And there were some like that I had never heard of in there. Like dishes at barbecue places. And they said that it's like, I don't even know if it's on the menu, but somebody in there wrote up the Belmont Grill ribs. And they said our loyal customers know that we have them.
Oh.
And they're evidently amazing.
So I will tell you
Belmont
this.
Grill ribs. I don't know
okay.
if they're on the menu or
I
not,
would
but they were kind of acting like it was a secret
Like a
thing.
hidden menu thing?
We got onion rings as an appetizer. Onion rings are great. Their onion rings are great. And then I had a burger and fries, and she had shrimp with some sides. And one of her sides she got were their baked beans. And their baked beans are freaking awesome and have barbecue in them. Yeah, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you poot, the
I
better
bet
you
that
feel.
was a fun date.
I know, right?
Eat your beans for every meal.
My bad.
You know. So
when she ordered beans,
I ended up eating all of them.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you were the one letting loose.
Yeah, I was the one who ate all of them. Yeah.
Brother, you're officially Burger Boy, man.
Burger Boy.
They call you Burger Boy.
You Burger Boy.
I'm happy to be Burger Boy. Burgers are delicious. I don't eat burgers very often.
Burger Boy.
Yeah, two days in a row.
Freaking delicious.
You've been
All right, there you go. All right, what you got?
I watched a movie too.
He's
He's
here.
just doing stuff.
I watched. I'd never seen this movie
Mr.
before.
Activity.
I think you have seen this movie before. I think you have seen this movie before. The Accountant.
I have not.
You have not seen The Accountant.
Do you know who loves The Accountant and has watched it 1,000 times?
Who?
Joe Missoula.
Wait, why?
That makes sense.
Is it? Does it?
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. That actually.
Yeah, I bet if you Google Joe Missoula The Accountant, it's gonna come up. It's like that movie and The Town. He's watched them both like 100,000 times, and because he was so excited, The Accountant 2 was going to be coming out.
So we've not watched The Accountant 2 yet.
It's definitely a thing.
The Accountant
It's
2,
a thing, right?
Yeah, it said before Accountant 2 came out, 11 days, Joe Missoula had the movie he's going to watch every day, The Accountant 2.
Yeah, The Accountant 2 just came out recently, but The Accountant came out in 2016. It's Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, John Lithgow, a bunch of
Great
people.
cast.
It's awesome.
It is?
It's awesome.
All right, I need to watch
Yeah,
it.
it is. It's like
The Accountant.
Yeah, Ben Affleck is like he's he's autistic, and his dad's a military guy, and so they move around, and he very, he's like has a extreme advanced version of autism, type of autism. So as you can imagine, he is very precise and very great with numbers, and he becomes pretty much an accountant for a lot of dangerous people. It is awesome.
All right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All
Watch
right.
the accountant.
All right, what you got?
All right, I did a lot of activities too.
You didn't
call me
watch
Mr.
anything?
I didn't. I watch things in person.
Oh,
because I am also Mr. Activity.
Mr. Activity Part 2.
Yeah. We're active over here. Me and
Yeah.
Rosa. So I went. So Friday night we went to Brookhaven. We watched some baseball. Blah blah blah. That's not important. Saturday, I got up early, and my uncle, who was the coach at Fairleigh, is now the coach at East.
What?
Yeah.
He left?
He left Fairleigh because it was Fairleigh. Let's just say he didn't have a gym his first season. He didn't play a home game his whole first season. So he went. He's now the coach at East.
Varsity coach.
Varsity coach at East. He coached at Leicester Prep, so he was excited to get back to Binghamton, and I really kind of coached some of the kids he kind of brought up. So I went to go see him play this weekend at the Memphis, the Penny Hardaway.
He's the head coach at Memphis East.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So they were the Penny Hardaway camp was this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I went to go see them play. He has a great. I forgot the point guard's name. Cold. I watched him play a couple games. Yeah, he's gonna have a good team. Shout out to my uncle. The second thing I watched this weekend. So I walked down to the river. Bill Street Landing had. Make sure I get this right. The Riverfront Rumble.
What is
boxing.
that?
Some boxing matches. Pro boxing matches.
Where?
On the little canopy thing, the Riverfront thing. Bill Street Landing. Inside the building.
It was on the river?
Oh, it was inside the building?
Inside the building. They put a
I know what
boxing
you're
ring
talking
inside
about.
the building.
Okay, where they used to have the Memphis Flyer party?
They used to have a restaurant in there, too.
There was a Memphis Flyer party there one year, right?
Yeah, so my guy Mike Cook, who's a big Grizzly fan,
I know who Mike Cook is.
Yeah, he's trained Dez. He's trained Jared in the box.
What?
Yeah, he's hit me up. He's like, bro, I'm fighting if you're not doing anything Saturday.
He's training Desmond Bain and Jaron?
So Jaren's been boxing lately with Mike, training with Mike at his gym, always working gym. And Dez, they've been tight for a couple of years. So I was like, you know what? I'll come support, bro. Like, you're a big Grizz fan. You support, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I fight. I'm the main event. It starts at 5. If you just walk down, just pull up. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. It's like 6 o'clock at night. I'm like, you know what? I told my homeboy, let's walk down to see what's going on.
Who's putting these fights on?
I don't know exactly who, but I just know.
How about that? I didn't even know.
It just said Elite Promotions presents Riverfront Rumble, Bill Street Landing. That's what the graphic said. So I walked down there. Crowded. It's a good crowd. I dap up Mike before we luckily walked up at perfect timing. Right
were Jaron and Dez there?
Jaron and Dez were in the building.
No way.
I walked in. I walked into Bill Street Landing. I'm like looking. That's the last knockout. When he put him down, he put my guy down right there. Shout out my boy Mike Cook. He came out to whoop that trick. He had the Grizzly colors trunks on. You see Jaron over there celebrating. Him and Dez celebrating him.
What the heck?
Yeah, that was super dope, bro. Like it was cool to see the live pro boxing there. Jaron, he was yelling at the referees and all of this stuff. Yelling at Mike.
That's cool. Was there other fights?
Yeah, there was other fights before. It was 5 pro fights before.
Oh, wow.
So that was the main event. I got there right time for the main event to see Mike Cook box. It was a good atmosphere, bro. Good vibes. It was packed in there.
Yeah.
I watched that. Then I walked down after this, talked to our boys, talked to Jaron and Dez a little bit. Cam Spencer was there.
What?
Yeah, Cam Spencer was there too. He was chilling.
By himself?
Zaire Pullen was there too. Yeah, they all just there.
His name's Zion Pullen.
My bad.
My God.
My bad.
Dude, he just called him Zaire Pullen?
Zion Pullen. My bad, my
we
guy.
got 15 guys on the roster.
Bro, he didn't play a game for the
Zaire
Come
Pullen?
on.
Zion Pullen was there.
Zion, bro.
But Jaron was like, they were having a good time. Signing, like, taking pictures with all the fans. They were just walking down the river, just catching the vibe. Like,
wow.
Yeah, Jaron and Dez. So that was.
Did anybody recognize Cam Spencer?
I don't think they did. So it's funny.
Cam Spencer can walk around anonymously.
My homeboy was next to Cam Spencer. He was like, bro, was that Cam Spencer next to me? And I was like, yes. He was like, I wanted to say what's up because like he wasn't saying anything. And I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it.
And it was super awkward because he was wearing his uniform too, right?
He had his Grizz jersey on. He actually had something similar to what you were wearing on.
He was
Rosa.
going to work out.
He was wearing that, but like an orange version.
I would guarantee you he wears Target clothes. Absolutely.
He had like that same, like
Cam
the thing
Spencer
Rose was wearing,
100% wears like just your basic
Emotion.
Target all in. Yes, absolutely.
Like,
he ain't ain't wearing Nike unless you hand it to him and give it to him.
Yes,
He's like, I'm $80 on a Nike workout thing. No, I'll go pay $15 for the Target.
He was wearing like
version.
an orange Target, like a thing like
Yeah.
that.
Shout out Camp Spencer.
Then they started walking on the river and they walked up. So then after the fight was over, I said bye to everybody. And I walked to the Redbirds game.
You did?
Yeah. It was Redbirds versus Indians.
No, not Indians.
Whoa, come
on.
I swear
That
it
is
was so racist, bro.
I swear it was.
That's so racist, dude.
What is this,
There's
2013,
no Indians
bro?
No, what is this? What is this? 2013?
Albert Bell still
did
playing,
not
bro.
play for the
Come
Indians,
on.
bro.
No way,
they
bro.
didn't.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you.
Good grief,
Hold on, wait, I'm gonna show
Devin.
you.
So insensitive. It's 2025.
Jalen, pull up the
To
Redbirds
indigenous,
schedule, bro.
I hope
Yeah.
indigenous people
Yeah,
flood
it's-
your
it's-
mentions. Flood your mentions.
Hold on, let me make sure. Yes, bro, look, the Indianapolis Indians. See, I'm not tweaking. I was there. I watched the game.
Well, I'm sending an email to them.
Yeah, I can't even believe that they allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's
Triple A,
an
but-
Indians left?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
In Indianapolis, yeah.
It's
What is
shocking.
our world coming to?
So I walked in. Yeah, I know, right? 2025.
Come on.
How dare they? So I walked in around the 7th inning, bro. Me and my home walked around. We walked in there around 7th inning because there's supposed to be fireworks. We walked in.
In the 7th inning, oh, wait, did you have a ticket?
Yeah, I bought one.
You did?
Me and my
You
home-
gonna
we
say
bought-
you just walked in? I was like, you might
No.
be
We
able
just
to.
walked in. We bought 2 tickets, $10 each. Come on, slide in there.
Yep.
Then we got a funnel cake. Just kicked it.
Was there people there?
Bro, it was packed.
Really?
It was a good crowd for a Saturday night game.
Let's go.
Because you know people love the fireworks.
Oh, no, I think people are hoping they're going to see the Indians.
They're protesting.
They're protesting.
All the Midtowners were there.
Protesting.
The Midtown crew was there.
The girls with their cat glasses and their long socks.
Carrie was there. You remember Carrie? Yeah, I saw Carrie there. They were there. But yeah, they were there. Redbirds whooped them. I got a funnel cake, caught some vibes. Then I walked again.
Yep.
I walked some more.
You were just walking everywhere.
You're
You're freaking Forrest Gump.
Then I walked the Slider Inn. Catch a vibe, and I ended up at Aiden Sand. So I just want to shout out Aiden Sand.
Oh, your spot.
Yes, I was in my spot. I ended up in my spot, Aiden Sand. Caught a little vibe. They had DJ in there, kicking a little bit. I had a great weekend, bro. And last but not least,
You are enjoying living downtown again, man.
Yeah, I
You're
was,
just
bro,
out.
just walking. And my last but not least, I watched one more thing. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
The wrestling pay-per-view.
Yes.
Shorty, what you
was
drank?
absolutely amazing, bro. So I'm gonna skip all the other stuff because I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. But the main event was a tag team match: Logan Paul and Cena versus who was it? I forgot the main event. Big point is R-Truth came back. R-Truth came back. So you know the whole.
What's
you know the
up?
whole
He's
scandal, right?
not fired, or was he fired? And
What's
then,
up?
You know the whole scandal, right?
What?
That he got fired.
Yeah.
And the fans were so mad about it
What's up?
that they had to bring him back.
Yeah.
But I think
So
bro,
who won Money in the Bank?
You think it was a play?
men's, Seth Rollins won.
Who?
Seth Rollins.
He's got it?
Yeah, he won Money in the Bank. And women's Naomi won it.
Oh, okay. So Rollins has it.
Yeah, Rollins has it.
So he did. Now it's when's he gonna cash
Yeah,
this
we
in?
was gonna catch it. So the main event was Cody and Jey Uso versus Cena and Logan Paul. And then so R-Truth came out of nowhere, cost John Cena the match, and then the whole scandal was because Triple A said this is all part of the show. But wrestling fans and R-Truth's son went on Instagram and said, no. Y'all actually fired him.
Oh.
So now wrestling fans are like fighting of like
whether or not he was actually fired or
they're
not.
saying like Triple H is a
the
fraud.
people rose up for R-Truth?
Yeah, they rose up for R-Truth. They're saying Triple H is a fraud. Like, yeah, it's getting rough in the wrestling community.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect segue.
Number 7, Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny Wrestling.
All right, so here, let's play the video. Well, first, I guess the picture, right, from yesterday. Our buddy Dustin Starr.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the in-game host for the Memphis Grizzlies games. Oh, yeah. Obviously has his Wrestle Center and Memphis Wrestling that is on television every weekend. They film and they also put on shows on a regular basis down at the Wrestle Center. And I start getting text from the Wrestle Center yesterday. And then I get a text from Roser about being at the Wrestle Center. And then I start getting texts from Devin about being at the Wrestle Center.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it was the
hold
place to
on.
be yesterday.
Are both of you guys at the Wrestle Center?
Yeah. Damn right we were.
And then I get this text, which is a video of Johnny Wrestling at the Wrestle Center, part of the broadcast with Dustin Starr.
Yeah, my God, Buddy Jones. Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling.
And they are chanting Johnny Wrestling.
Let's go.
Those guys are amazing, by the way.
Shout out my boy Buddy Jones, man.
Those guys, I mean,
okay, so
incredible.
how did this all happen?
So Dustin had asked, he's been asking me a while. He's like, dude, you need to come down and call some matches with me. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then finally I said, yo, do you still want me to? He's like, yeah. I said, send me some dates. And he sent me the dates that they're doing them. And I said, June 8th. I said, let's do June 8th. And so I went down there yesterday.
And are you on the broadcast?
He's on the broadcast.
When is this going to be on?
It's the July 4th show, right?
I'm the July 4th show. The July 4th weekend show, yeah.
In his Grind City Media quarter zip.
In my great GCM quarter zip.
It's going to be on ABC?
It's going to be on YouTube and Channel 5.
Channel 5.
YouTube and Channel 5. And he's also, if you're in Jackson, Tennessee, they're on one of the local channels in Jackson, Tennessee also.
But it'll be on Channel 5 if I want to...
it'll be on Channel 5.
Hey, me and Rose were both tapped in.
How did you call it?
So,
were you the straight guy or were you the? No.
I like the bad guys.
Are you a heel now?
You were like the Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. I tried to be a little bit. I've never called wrestling before. And
did Dustin tell you the script before? Or did you do it like?
Dude, no. It was like we sat down. As soon as I sat down, it was like during that short 10-minute intermission, I sat down.
Yeah.
By the time I sit down, it's like, dude, we're like 5 minutes till we're gonna start taping. And he's like, these are the 3 matches. Here's the format. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just going.
How many matches did you call?
3 plus a hot dog eating contest.
A hot dog eating contest.
Who
I am glad you asked.
What matches did you call?
Who did you call?
I am glad you asked.
Let's go, Roser.
Marco Harris against Zay Washington.
It was a banger.
Okay.
It was a banger.
The Special Forces. Because it's July 4th weekend. Special Forces.
They came out and did like the arm salute.
Against the Disorderlies.
Okay.
Against the
and what's their deal?
They come out, they're like doctors.
They're in scrubs, and then they wear all black masks.
Okay.
You can't see their faces.
Yeah, you can't. See.
They're bad doctors.
Yeah, you can't see who they are. And then I called the hot dog eating contest. BLJ was the MC for the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah. And all hell broke loose, bro.
All hell broke loose.
Why?
Because the tag champs were there. They were helping do this hot dog contest. And then
who were the tag champs?
K-Toomer and Big John Dalton. The big mains.
And they are
the big mains.
Dude, they are huge.
Okay.
Like, huge.
They're the big mains?
One of the dudes is like Mark Henry. And then out comes the Hollywood Clique with Hollywood Jimmy and the Secret Service.
Yeah.
And they have these 2 guys who dress up like Secret Service, and they wear sunglasses, and they pretend like they're on their earpiece, and they're like, and tell people to like stand. I love them. I love the Secret Service.
They're telling people, hey, relax.
Yeah, they're like, relax. Back off.
Hollywood Jimmy's coming in?
Hollywood Jimmy, and the Hollywood Clique.
Okay.
And the Secret Service keeps everybody up. Everybody. Well, one of the Hollywood Clique.
They need protection.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in for the July
Otherwise,
weekend.
you're going to get physically accosted.
They did get physically accosted.
So the hot dog eating contest, it's going on in front of me.
Wait, the wrestlers are having the contest?
So it's like 2 fans that are having it, but then, the wrestlers end up a part of this, and they're fighting each other. Someone gets powerbombed through the table.
There's a lot going on.
There's a bunch of food people start throwing Twinkies from everywhere.
It was insane.
I'm sitting there, there's Twinkies next to me. I threw a Twinkie somewhere. I don't even know what was happening.
Secret Service has the bloody nose because K-Toomer punched him in the face.
Oh, no. Secret Service was bleeding.
Secret Service is one guy?
No, 2 guys.
Okay.
2 guys. One of them is bleeding. I think I said that the cage. I think he should have been thrown in jail. You can't hit the Secret Service.
He punched him and his nose started bleeding.
Yeah.
I think he hit him a little too hard.
On accident.
Yeah. You can't send the Secret Service. You can't send the Secret Service. So, but I'm sitting there and I can tell from my monitor. I'm in the stream. And I'm like, I like duck down under the table.
I can't wait to watch this.
And then
I can't wait.
And then the main event was CJ Blaine.
No, the high flying Maine
against CJ Money. And apparently, this is from what I've gathered. The backstory is they used to be like a tag team.
They used to be a tag team, yeah. CJ Squared.
CJ Squared, and then CJ Money got a little he kind of wanted to do his own thing.
Yeah, his mom started getting involved.
His mom got involved.
His mom is a wrestler, Vernon, by the way.
And her name is Mama Money. CJ Money and Mama Money. She got involved. And so that broke up CJ Money and CJ Blaine. And so CJ Blaine, they're fighting. And CJ Blaine said, I'm going to bring somebody with me. I'm going to help even this. It's not going to be 2-on-1. I'm going to make this 2-on-2.
Yeah, my mom can't fight, but I know somebody.
And he brings in former WWE Women's Champ. What is it, the Phenom?
The Phenom.
Jazz.
Dat B. Yeah. Dat B is her name.
Who's from Memphis.
Who's from Memphis.
I saw that clip.
Yeah.
She beat Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship back in 2002 on
Dat
Monday Night
B,
Raw. She held the
man.
women's title for like
So
4 or
he
5
brought
months.
her out.
Brought her out, and then the match
whooped
happened.
CJ
Yeah,
Blaine.
everybody have to tune in 4th of July weekend. I do want to say something cool that Dustin is doing that I thought that was really cool. He is doing they're doing a wrestling kids camp. And they did it last year, and he said it was great, and they're doing it this year too. If you just go to like Eventbrite or go to MemphisWrestling.com, you can find it. But it's a kids camp, Memphis Wrestling Kids Camp. The kids don't wrestle; they don't like anything that could like hurt their necks or anything. Right. But they learn how to bounce off the ropes a little bit, and they work on character development, and they do learn how to do like special entrances and things like that.
What are the ages? Do you know?
I'm sure it'll say it on there. But
that looks fun.
Lenny's caters it. We'll cater lunch and everything for the kids. So yeah, July 17th and 18th. Go check it out. If your kid's into wrestling at all, and wants to learn some of this, and they get to train with the wrestlers too. Get to do some workout stuff with some of the
fun. Look, parents are looking for any kind of activity to put their kids into.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I did my own content there. Me and Rose were cooking.
Yeah, we were cooking.
You put the photo up, Jalen. I did my own little video.
Oh, the video of me at the table with Dustin was Devin, by the way. He took that picture.
Yeah, I was cooking content all around. I did like a little social video. It's not the video, but I just walk around talking to everybody around there. But I did a couple questions with the wrestling fans. You might see that very, very soon.
Okay.
I did, what is your biggest wrestling hot take?
Okay.
So yeah, tap in.
Got some good ones.
Me and Rosa were cooking yesterday, man.
Shout out to Dustin Starr and everybody over at the
he has
Wrestle
built
Center.
that thing
That's
up.
awesome.
Him, King Cobra. They have.
He's
done an amazing job.
It's a real deal.
Shout out
Dude,
to my
he
guy,
has
man.
built
Uzi
that
Nate.
thing
I met
up.
Uzi Nate yesterday, man. My guy Uzi Nate.
Shout out Uzi Nate.
Definitely the coolest guy I've ever gotten to convert. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I can't believe you put that up.
Don't stay sleep, bro. Stay sleep, bro. The streets mess with me, bro.
How much you pay that? How much you pay that guy to put that?
It gets so loud in there, man. It gets so loud in the Wrestle Center. It's awesome.
You got to pull up to.
It was fun, man. It was so fun.
You would enjoy it.
Yeah,
because it's like you like characters.
Yes.
You love characters. Like they have the Shocker.
The Shocker, yeah.
He can't talk.
I won a championship in Memphis when I was young.
A wrestling championship? Doing what?
I beat Bubba Payne.
That was Bubba Payne.
He was back in the day.
Oh, the camp is ages 5 and up. 2 days, $100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Number 8, NFL news. Just run through this real quick. So it's kind of wild that whole Aaron Rodgers story comes out about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then Adam Schefter's like, hey, hold the phone, everybody. Just understand. And then the report gets picked up everywhere. He goes, just understand. It's just their third choice. I was like, damn, dog. Have you not seen that?
No, I didn't see that.
He went on ESPN and he was like, this was their third choice. They couldn't get in the mix on the Matt Stafford stuff. Then they tried to re-sign Justin Fields, but he ended up going to the Jets. So this is choice number 3, Aaron Rodgers. I was like,
that's awkward.
It's kind of wild. That's like a multiple MVP. You know?
Yeah.
It's just an odd thing to say, right? He officially signed with him. It said he wasn't the first option or the second, according to Adam Schefter. The 4-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion is on a 1-year deal, ending his free agency. And it says this was the third option. He went on NFL Live and said that. They were in on Matt Stafford and couldn't get a trade done. Boy, imagine Matt Stafford would have been it. That would have felt weird. That would have felt weird.
It would have been weird, but it would have been cold, though.
Said they tried to re-sign Justin Fields, but he opted to go to the New York Jets. The Stafford stuff also just, it's so odd to me. What the Rams played the Eagles the best of anybody. They had a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
They had a chance to win.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles then just pummeled the Commanders and then pummeled the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why
Killed the Commanders, killed the Chiefs.
Why do you not need Matt Stafford?
I know. That team's got a bunch of young talent, too, man. Like, Stafford, just keep him healthy, and the Rams absolutely can go to the Super
Other
Bowl.
notes, Nick Chubb's now with the Houston Texans. We'll see what he's got left in the tank. James Cook is evidently all pissed off at the Bills.
Yeah.
So who knows where he ends up. James Cook is dangerous. He's a good weapon.
You mentioned the Texans. We talked about it last week. The fact that C.J. Stroud can't throw the ball right now is
not great.
It's a little concerning.
So what you been doing this summer?
You haven't played since January.
And then Jay Alexander.
Yeah, they just
going to get cut from the Packers, right? Who's obviously been a staple for them. So a lot of NFL news that has been coming out over the course of the last couple of days. That James Cook thing is something to keep an eye on because he ain't close to done, and he's a real weapon for them. I like him.
Yeah. James Cook was awesome.
I like him.
What, 16 touchdowns? Yeah.
Runs hard.
He's awesome.
Can catch the ball at the backfield.
Yeah. James Cook is really good.
Do a little bit of everything.
He's really good. Number 9, U.S. Open week. All right, so obviously Scottie Scheffler is the runaway favorite at the U.S. Open, especially after just winning the last major. We now get to go to Pittsburgh, and I will tell you, whether you are a golf fan or not, if you want to see guys go crazy, this is the one to watch. So this U.S. Open, everybody that I follow that like covers golf and whatever that was out there last week, like Rory McIlroy came off the course last week and was like, he had a triple bogey and a double bogey and he just played 9 holes.
Sheesh.
Like the rough is so high you cannot hit the ball anywhere out of it at Oakmont. It's Oakmont and Pittsburgh, which has been a famous site of Dustin Johnson won there years ago. And in fact, I saw this, it was like a post that said like, these are the Oakmont champions, people that have won a major in Oakmont, and Dustin Johnson was on there, whatever. Oh, I saved one for you guys. What you know about Oakmont. So whoever wins this week for the U.S. Open, and obviously Scheffler is the prohibitive favorite, but he's going to join the ranks of many legends, Dustin Johnson not the least of which, but also, this is one of my favorite sports photos I've seen.
Oh, no.
And I'm unfamiliar with his work, but now I know he was a major champion at Oakmont. In 1983, Larry Nelson.
Boy, I'm not gonna say who he looked like.
Whoa,
Because he looked like
man.
somebody I know. I'm not gonna say who he looked like. Bro, that boy got the
Look at my
cul-de-sac
boy.
haircut, boy.
Look at my boy, Larry Nelson.
Bro.
Hoisting the trophy.
He got the
Look at Larry.
He got the cul-de-sac.
He didn't care. He did not care at all.
Bro.
That's crazy.
Bro.
What is that?
Bro.
I knew you guys would appreciate that.
I really want to say what he looks like, but I'm not gonna say it, bro.
1983, bro. Larry Nelson, there he is in all his glory.
The cul-de-sac is crazy, bro.
It is a hard. I mean, that might be the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's an elite cul-de-sac right there.
It's like
That's an elite cul-de-sac.
amazing. It's like perfectly trimmed, dude.
Just imagine going to
It's
the
like
barber and be
dog ears.
Just like, just go line up.
He said, "Give me the dog ears."
Give me the dog ears. Line my cul-de-sac, bro.
All right, shout out Larry Nelson. You in honor of U.S. Open week at Oakmont. And number 10 tonight. All right, so we got the Stanley Cup playoffs. We got the finals. Game 3. First 2 games have both gone to overtime. First one single overtime. Second one double overtime. And it's 1-1. And the game's in Florida tonight. So that's going on. And then, if you want to flip on I guess ESPN's going to have the baseball on, Murray State and Duke. And we're rooting for Murray State.
We are.
To beat Duke.
And if you love the Bella twins, one of them is making a return tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, let's go.
Which one?
I basically forget.
Nikki?
Nikki Bella, yeah. She's returning tonight on Monday Night Raw. So if you love the
Is
Bella
Cena
twins,
gonna be there?
I think they're overrated, but
The Bella Twins?
yeah, I think they're overrated.
I liked their song back in the day.
What's your
You know,
song?
it was like their
But you can't touch.
yeah.
I think they're overrated. But they'll be they're on Raw tonight.
Is
so.
Cena gonna be there?
On Raw?
Well, I mean,
Oh, I forgot he's married to her, right?
well, he was. They're not anymore.
They are not an item.
Did you ever watch that show that they were on, that Diva show that they were on together?
Yeah, he was a
Bro,
tyrant.
he is freaking OCD as it gets.
Like plastic on the couch.
Crazy.
By the way, worst heel run in wrestling history, Vernon.
Yeah, that was.
He's
still on it, I guess.
He's still on it.
Yeah.
It's been bad.
It's just, you can't spend 25 years being one thing, you know?
Then all of a sudden, I want to be back.
You can't keep the freaking highlighter shirts and towels.
Unless you're going to do the Hogan thing.
Yeah, or
right?
do like the complete,
which is like actually join all the bad guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You can't be a one-man bad guy. Like, I'm bad now.
I'm going to ruin wrestling.
And the other way he should have done it, he should have aligned himself with, like, the bosses. That's the best way. That's why The Rock did it. When he turned heel, it was like he went out there and hugged Vince McMahon and was like, ha ha.
Yeah, I told him I tricked him. I tricked him. Yeah.
I trick everybody. And we're the power, and you're the minions. And we get to do what we want to do.
Yeah, Cena's not doing it right.
Yeah, he's not doing it right. All right, let's go do it for today's show. Thanks to John Rosen. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.